Good evening. Let's talk a little bit about Tucker Carlson, and maybe let's make this one quick. I tried to make a video earlier and it went a little bit too long, I guess, and I needed to verify it with a number, and really trying to avoid that at this moment. I don't really feel like I should have to. I've had this account that I'm on for ever, like longer than most kids have been alive. Come on, YouTube, you know me. So, anyways, though, let's just talk about it real quick. And everyone knows the news. Tucker Carlson has been axed from Fox News. And from what I understand, it came straight from the top. Murdoch is the one that made the call. Now, since this happened, Fox News has lost $1 billion worth of stock. And so, and everyone knows that Tucker was the one that was the moneymaker on Fox News. He was the one that pretty much held that whole ship afloat. So for the very toppest of guys at Fox to make that call to cut Tucker, there's a reason for that. And I'm just going to say that I think that my reasoning, the thing that I think about is that Tucker was actually doing what he was supposed to do as a journalist, and he was telling it like it was, and he was asking the questions that not everyone is asking right now. He dove into the issues of the criminal and also into the J6, and also into what was the other darn thing that he jumped into? The Ukraine conflict. There we go. And so, like, he was asking all these questions. And he wasn't just asking them from, like, a set group of people that are usually, like, the safe bets in the media. No. He was asking questions from every side of the spectrum, of the political spectrum. And what he was doing was he was getting responses from people who were talking against this so-called political narrative that's being talked about a lot. And I'll be honest, it's something I believe in, because I've been watching media news for a while now, ever since about 2008, ever since the financial crash that happened. I was building houses, I was a framer. And what had happened is I was blindsided by what had happened in the market, and my job got pretty much taken from me, and I didn't know what was going on, and it was really hard to find a job after that. I was very skilled. I'm a hard worker, and it was really tough for me. So I tried to make heads and tails of it by watching the news and trying to figure out exactly what was going on, and that was my slippery slope and descent. Never really recovered from then. I've always been a news junkie. I always had to figure out what was going on, and I always wanted to know what was going on. My general curiosity of life was probably part of my downfall in this situation, but I always wanted to know what was going on. And part of the whole growing up process was that news was the honest news, You couldn't lie in the news because people would kind of figure it out, right? Only the people could lie to the news, but then that's when the news would figure it out, and they would be like, hey, wait a minute, something's not right here. But then, at some point, that all got all flipped upside down. Someone took that table and threw it right out the window. And so now the media definitely lies to us, and they lie hard, man. Super hard. And when it comes to legacy media, Tucker Carlson was the only one who was asking the hard questions. And he was, like I said, not asking it of just any particular person. He was asking it from a whole range of different people, and he was getting different answers that we would normally get. And so it starts to push back on the narrative. A person like that nowadays in the media industry they're a loose cannon. If they can't be controlled, if they can't be reeled in, if they cannot have a leash and line put on them, then they are an exact threat to the system that is being created right now, where we are to just sit here like the slave typey beings that some upper echelons want us to be. And they got to get rid of a guy like that. When you're asking too many questions, then you start getting some answers, and a lot of the answers you're going to get aren't the answers that you want out there. So for all those that know what's going on, you see it. You know what's going on, you see it. I'm at 5 minutes now, about 6 minutes. And I think I'm just going to wrap it up real quick here and just say that, we all know, all of us know, that Tucker Carlson is the real deal. I read that he has a contract with Fox still, that they are still, holding him to. And so he might not actually be in the media limelight. He might not be able to talk about stuff due to NDA clauses or something like that, non-disclosure agreements. And so it might be a while before we actually hear his side of the story about what he thinks happened. But the thing that Tucker did instill in us is the fact that we can ask our own questions, that we can figure out stuff on our own. We don't need other people to tell us. You know what I mean? We as a people, we as an American society, we can discuss these things freely amongst each other, or should at least be able to speak freely amongst each other, without being censored, without being coerced, without being I was gonna say mutilated, but that's not the right word. Manipulated, and that's just what Tucker brought to us. He gave us an actual out. He gave us. That's what Tucker gave us. So when he does come back, and I'm pretty sure he's going to come back, he's going to come back strong. He's got a big support behind him from both sides, from the left and the right, and a lot of the centrists. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how long it takes. But I'm just saying for now that what happened to Tucker just ain't right. He didn't deserve what happened. Don Lemon, on the other hand, no, that guy definitely had what was coming to him. That guy is such a piece. Ugh. Anyways, though, with that being said, keep it at 8 minutes. That seems about the right time for me to jump off here. Sorry, I couldn't be a little bit more in depth. Sorry, it's really late. It's like almost 1 o'clock in the morning now. And, well, I hope you're all well, and I hope you do well by each other. Have a good night.